Oh, airship! Very, very nice airship. From there, Prince Sharid and Naj promptly returned to town via his personal airship. That's his personal airship? Likewise, Van and the others also made their way back to Tharbad, entrusting the kidnappers to the bracers on site. Dum dum. Dum 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 dum. Later, once they felt better, arrangements were made to escort Shahina and Mario back to their home and hotel, respectively. After that, Fee reconvened with Van and the others to exchange information. Ooh. October 6, 4:05 p.m.
Okay. I think I more or less understand what happened now. Even if I get the impression you all are leaving out some details.
Probably. Well, we could say the same about you, Sylphide. Like how you and none other than the Prince of Alsaim are chummy with one another.
Fair enough. There's nothing to really hide, so no harm in explaining. He's just someone I met through this musician I know.
Heh. I follow you. Now it adds up. I've heard stories about him before. I see his influence hasn't waned. Musician? Who is she talking about? I don't know. Could be anyone. Could be anyone. Anyway, what's the guild's perspective on all of this? Not just what happened here, but everything that's gone down since Mesledom. We're all in agreement that A is almost definitely involved in what's going on. Jin and the others included. Even putting aside what you're looking for, the presence of that sketchy puppeteer and that angel of hers suggest as much. That, as well as the attempt at making it look like a case of contaminated drugs and the type of plant used to achieve that. That's what I think too, but aside from that girl and her angel, there's a distinct lack of any of their presence in Tharbad. Yeah, this is why it's like a smokescreen for something else. From what I could tell, none of their members or even any run-of-the-mill gangsters are lurking around. That's awfully suspicious if you ask me. Unless they are the tourists. Maybe? Yes, that's not like what happened in Longport at all. I assume Mesledom was also different? Correct. Mesledom was previously their stronghold, and we confirmed that there were individuals there who enjoyed their support. It's very likely that they either masqueraded as anti-immigrant forces, or at least took advantage of the terrorism to carry out what they did. Meanwhile, we got contaminated drugs spreading beneath the surface here, with not so much as a street thug to be found. What do you make of that, Mr. Arkwright? At this point, all we're doing is just spitballing and throwing ideas around, aren't we? Yeah. Maybe so, but I have a theory. Oh, hear me out. In order for contaminated drugs to flow into Tharbad, you need organizational support of some sort to pull it off. If we assume that there really are no high-ranking members or any gangsters in the city right now, then a local business might have the power and influence to achieve that. Something the size of Vegas Films or similar. Of course, the police and guild are both also probably big enough too. Ooh. Just to be clear, I'm only speaking hypothetically here. Not saying either of them are behind it. Oh, what am I saying? I can't believe I'm even doubting either group, especially with a bracer right here. I'm so sorry. No, you're fine. Don't be sorry. Surprising as it was, size-wise, you aren't wrong. I think we can rule out the local guild on this one, though. Everyone here is really busy, and they're short on staff as it is. Likewise, the local police also seem to be innocent here, even if I was a little suspicious of them myself. Is that to say you already looked into it? That's good. Saves us the trouble of doing that ourselves. Which means that out of the organizations you mentioned, there's only one suspect left. Vegas Films. Wait, you don't mean Vegas Films, do you? I know I mentioned them, but aren't they out of the question? No. I mean, it was Nina and Judith who hired us in the first place, not to mention how much the prince is involved. No, we still cannot rule them out. For one thing, as actresses, neither Miss Fenley nor Miss Lanster belong to Vegas Films. Also, while it is true that the Principality supports the company, their relationship dates back only the past 6 months. It's also worth noting that the Tharbad Film Festival was planned separately from Mesledum's. In fact, compared to Mesledum's, which was an institution, this one had a lot less notoriety going for it at first. It was only once Mesledum's festival got canned that Tharbad's stock rose a lot the last 2 months. So maybe they at least planned the one in Mesledum. That would make sense to put the spotlight on Tharbad and where Vegas Films are. That would make sense. But why would they be doing anything now? Now that the focus is here, I can't think beyond that right now. Which does make sense when you think about how Calvert is going through a real motion picture boom. When there's only one big film festival a year, it's only natural for movie buffs to gravitate toward it, no matter where it is. When you're the company putting the whole thing on, you come away from that situation a winner.
Sounds like you guys have it figured out.
Oh, hi Dingo. How's Marielle doing?
She was so tired. She passed out as soon as we got back to the hotel. And now that I know she's safe, I'm here to return the favor.
Oh, cool. I'll cut to the chase. The suspicions surrounding Vegas Films don't stop at the film festival. There are rumblings they've poured huge sums of dark money into Tharbad's political and financial circles, like when they set up their HQ. And that money is supposedly going through less than legal channels. That's some serious dirt you've dug up. I take it you've got the evidence to back that up? Basically. I'm 99% of the way there. I looked into a number of syndicates, both big and small, including Hayway, and all of them came back negative. All of them, that is, except for one. Almada. Oh, that settles that debate. You're just as intrepid a reporter as I heard. Why, thank you. I've heard good things about you too, Miss Sylvide. The only question left to resolve, assuming this is true, is why those threats were sent. That part doesn't square. Yeah, the Mesledum part makes sense. That makes complete sense. Yes, they would want the spotlight on them. But why are they doing stuff now? It doesn't tie up. Indeed, one would think it would be against their best interest to put their own film festival in jeopardy. Yeah.
Van, Agnes!
You guys still at the inn? I see that Bracer chick's with you too.
What's the matter, you two? Yeah, what's got your feathers ruffled? Guessing you got Shahina home already. Where are you now?
We're at Vegas Films.
Why?
After we dropped her off, an employee there contacted us.
They say Saara vanished from the studio.
Oh no.
Apparently, it happened while we were out in the desert.
Yeah, I suspected that when you said that. It's it's gonna be a case of we were drawn away at that point. What? She what? Ooh. Saara. Oh, Shahina. It'll be okay. The last time I saw her was when we were on break, during our rehearsal. She went to use the restroom and then never came back. I was getting pretty worried about how much time she was taking, so I checked with one of the guards. If I'd seen anybody like that, I'm confident I would have noticed. I checked every floor and I couldn't find her anywhere. As far as I can tell, there are no signs she left through a side exit either. I'm only asking this to make sure, but... Your sister wasn't complaining about being in the parade or anything, was she? No, absolutely not. There's no way she would bail out of it. Yeah, she was absolutely fired up about it, and knowing what we know, she wanted to do it. Definitely. I mean, hell, it was getting us amped up too. Her mood was infectious. Not to mention, she has such tremendous talent. Dancing might not be my thing, but even I could feel it. That's because I have an eye for these things. They don't lie. That girl is a tremendous asset to Cavalcade. Not to mention, she's a professional. I just can't see her getting cold feet over something like this all of a sudden. Alright, if you guys are sure, sorry for asking. I didn't mean to offend anyone. Like, no, Fee, you've got to pursue all lines of logic. It's sensible. Get that one out of the way so we can focus on everything else. Makes sense. They should see it that way as well. I know, you're just doing what you need to do. Anyway, seeing as we're talking about a civilian going missing, I'm going to have to get the guild involved. Everybody okay with that? Absolutely. We appreciate your help. I'll pay any amount. Mira is no object. Just do whatever you have to in order to find that girl. My parade isn't complete without her, understand? What about you guys? What are you gonna do? I'm gonna investigate that other guy. And like you need to ask, she's a client we swore to protect. There's only one thing for us to do. Although we might ask for a free dance later to make it worth our while. Sound good? Van, thank you. We'll figure it out somehow. Don't do anything reckless while we're gone. Got it? I don't know what you're talking about. Mind your own business. Alright. I'm gonna fill the others in at the guild branch. I'll also find out what's going on with the police. I'll pretty much be doing the same thing, hitting up sources in various places. I'll be sure to let Bermotti know what's going on too. Yeah, see if he's noticed anything, heard anything. From the, well, I was gonna say from the casino, but he's not at the casino, he's at the hotel, isn't he? I could have still heard something there, I suppose. That'd be great. Thanks, you two. Him! What's with all this racket? The festival is nearly here. What could possibly have happened to cause such chaos? You're the suspicious one. What? You haven't heard? That girl I scouted out yesterday, Saara, she's disappeared. Nobody knows where she went. Oh, is that so? We have to act. Get the company into gear and start throwing everything we got. I don't care if it takes every single employee. We've got to find Saara. Now. Don't you think you're being just a little rash, Scotty? We're talking about a dancer. What's it to us if one or two of them run away? What? But my sister, she's... Hold on. Dylan, where the hell is this attitude coming from? This is serious? By all appearances, it's very likely she didn't simply disappear. Please. Her up and poofing away does nothing to hamper our final preparations for the festival. If one of you two went missing, it'd be another matter, but her, she's merely some extra one of us hired on a hunch. Nothing more. How dare you, sir? Are you out of your mind? How many times do I have to explain it to you? Saara's not some extra. She's irreplaceable. She's the linchpin for all my plans. My parade isn't complete without... Enough, I'm done listening to this. As far as I'm concerned, as long as the cavalcade proceeds in some fashion or another, that's all that matters. If this woman turns up, wonderful. If not, you'll simply have to compromise on your grand vision, Gotti. Grr. Super suspicious. What is that fool's problem? That was so cold. How could he... Seems pretty clear to me that the walls are closing in on him. Indeed. That does seem like more than it simply being the day before the festival and deciding a change of tack is impractical. I think so too. We got the circumstantial evidence. Now we just gotta figure out what move to make. Jai? Triple dot.
Mr. Gotti, I'm sure Saara will come back. I just know it. She always pulls through. She could come down with a cold before a big show and she'd still shake it off and dance her best ever.
I'd love to know how she does that. I can never shake a cold.
She just might run a little late and need more time than usual.
I mean, I was born with a cold, apparently, so... I've always been susceptible to them, so... I would love to know the secret.
But until then, let me help. Bring me on as a good luck charm for getting her back.
I'll help. I hope Shahina's gonna be okay. Don't worry, she will be. She's got Judith with her. Though I'm surprised, I've never seen anyone manage to be so persuasive with Mr. Gotti before. Despite only being 15 years old, she is already a true professional. I certainly find myself impressed. I'm sure she gets a lot of her strength from her sister. Saara seems like a wonderful role model. Yeah, she really does. Oh, my dear sweet girl. That's such a generous offer. But there's no way you could possibly replace your sister in my parade. But I grew up watching her dance. There's nobody that understands what she does better than me. Nobody else is going to be as good as... You and your sister are two very different ladies. Her dancing and sex appeal are completely her own. It's not enough to just be related and dance the same dance. You still won't have the same effect on the people watching. Frankly, my dear, you just aren't a good fit for that sort of parade I've got in mind.
I can't take this anymore. I hate seeing Saara being the only one working so hard day after day. She always brushes it off like it's nothing, trying to make sure I don't see how much it all hurts her. Sometimes, she even goes out pretending like she's off to see her boyfriend. I wish she had someone like that. I wish that was what's going on, but she can't fool me.
Aww.
Poor Shahina. So she knew all along.
Maybe I can't match up to her now, but that doesn't mean I can't train hard. I can make any outfit you put on me work too. If I can't just totally replace my sister, then we can find something that'll fit me. I won't just live up to your vision. Give me a chance, and I'll blow it out of the water with something even better.
Wow.
Damn.
All right, young lady, you're on.
Really?
But if you're going to talk that big, you'd better walk that big as well. Failure is not an option. And hey, if your sister comes back, we'll get you both in the parade and make you two a duo for the ages.
Mr. Gotti, you're the best.
Mr. Gotti, thank you.
Hardly. You know me. When I set my mind on something, I don't let anything get in my way. That's just the kind of man I am. Festival is tomorrow. I expect you to train your buns off till the very last minute. Got it?
Yes, sir. I wouldn't have it any other way.
From what I've seen, your technique is solid enough. You already know how to mimic your sister's moves. That means we need to focus on polishing your steps and making sure your charm comes through. Come on, I'll show you how a world-class actress knocks her audience off their feet. It's probably gonna take us all night, but that's what it'll take to get you on your sister's level. Are you ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
As for you, Nina, you're in charge of keeping in touch with these doofuses in the guild. Stay on top of everything, okay?
Yeah, I can handle that.
Nice. Sounds to me like we're all set. Let's roll those cameras, people!
What cameras? What? She's clearly earned her reputation as a best-in-class actress. Yeah, seems like she's got a good bead on Shahina's skills. She'll get her ready. Hard to believe she's such a bumbling mess of the job. Right, I respect her a bit more now. What are you talking about? Inside joke between us, don't worry about it. Anyway, now that you've heard the gist of things, has this rung any bells you might have overlooked before? Maybe any doubts or suspicions you've had about Vegas Films? You're talking about the rumors of its relationship with the underworld and drug trafficking, right? I really don't want to believe that such a big company in my own line of work could be involved in such things. But it's true that Vegas has been expanding in a way that can't be explained just by Mr. Gotti's involvement. Oh, and yes, I've heard bits and pieces. People around the industry have a lot to say about Vegas. It's when that threatening note came in, it didn't feel like something bigger was going on. I'm not sure what, but it's there. Wow, I didn't realize there was so much intrigue going on before we even arrived. If the company's the culprit behind this, there's no way that snooty president is clueless about it all. And And if that's true, the man's up to his nose in drug running, at least on some level. Who knows what's up with the notes, but after all that, he's got to have something to do with Saara going missing, right? Clearly. I'm assuming it's to do with her backstory as well, you know. I guess, but could a guy like him really? You know, are you okay? Sorry, I'm okay-ish. This is all just rattling me a bit more than normal. Like Ferry said, it's hard for me to picture Mr. Dillon doing such things, yeah, but... I mean, we're talking about the same man who's always getting pushed around by Mr. Gotti, including allowing the parade at all. Even if you were a man with more backbone, the risks involved with illicit drug smuggling are considerable. Which means you believe Mr. Dillon doesn't or shouldn't have the courage to arrange something so flagrantly illegal. Yes, I'm not trying to dismiss everything you're saying, or have seen, but it's just so hard to reconcile. Be that as it may, the circumstances paint him as our most likely culprit. Even if he's normally not brave, what if, for some reason, he had no choice but to play along with such a scheme? Yeah, he was being pressured into it. If he doesn't, something's gonna happen. And maybe he's actually a good guy in trying to warn people about the parade. Like I said, like the wording of the letter might be significant. Maybe it's not a threat, but a warning. I see what you're getting at. That's an excellent point. It would be perfectly plausible for criminal elements to do something underhanded to make him comply. So wait, let me get this straight. We don't know how involved he is in whatever's going on, but you're saying that he could have been threatened into somehow helping this drug trafficking you're talking about. Yeah, maybe. That's sure how it looks. It's all but certain that Dillon used Almata's help to grow Vegas Films into the juggernaut it is today, as fast as he did. The money funneled to the political and financial sectors, the murky fundraising, Mess Ludham's festival going kaput, which was perfect for him. Even if it seems like everything's going his way, what he's been doing is squeezing further under his benefactor's thumb. And being under Almata's thumb is a sure way to get crushed. I hadn't thought of it like that. Oh, this is getting all amazingly grim. In that case, good old Dillon probably isn't gonna stop at drug trafficking. I bet he's being put up to do something even worse, right? Like, say, something that could go down during the film festival here. And the notes we've been receiving are... Indeed, Almata is taking advantage of the film festival to plan something in this part of the country. Caught in the middle of it, it would seem Mr. Dillon wants to take action before something hideous happens. But he wishes to do it without quashing the festival. Simply doing that could bring the underlying conflict to the surface. Oh, yeah, the letters are warnings. And does that mean that snooty guy's behind the notes? Yes, the more I think about it, the more everything clicks into place. It all adds up. Oh, wait. Can that also implicate him in Saara disappearing when she did? He was very dismissive of it. That was odd. He sure could, which would indicate Almata didn't snatch her, and she sure didn't vanish of her own free will. Gaspard Dillon abducted her and took her somewhere. For her own protection, maybe?
Van, darling, I've got big news for you.
Really? Nice, you figured it out? Oh, we're going straight over there? Yep.
I analyzed the plant you sweethearts found against the substance in those rioting around town, and we have a match. They're completely identical.
Oh, wow.
Needless to say, it was found on the guys who kidnapped Marielle and that dancer.
This confirms, without a doubt, that it was an illegal drug.
When did you... Hold on. How the hell are you able to go over the cops' heads and run that sort of test? Like, yeah, what the hell?
With this fancy testing device that Van got for me after pulling some strings, that's how.
Really?
That would have been for nothing, were it not for your knowledge of pharmacology.
That's Bermotti. He never fails to impress.
Oh, hush you two. I only know a little from dabbling in it back in the day, that's all.
Okay, hold on. Hey, that sounds like...
Looks like you owe me again, Van.
Oh, come on, Renee. We're all in this together.
Elaine? And is that... Oh yeah, I remember you talking to someone yesterday, all suspicious like. That explains a few things. Yeah, never hurts to have a little insurance. When I saw those idiots going nuts yesterday, I figured the possibility we run into trouble was there.
Clearly your instincts are as sharp as ever.
I do like what they're doing. Where like, within the past, within these games, we've always had this sort of like, all the thoughts are presented as they come to their minds, essentially. So like, we'd have these little meetings and stuff like that, and as they're thinking, you'd have like, say, Reen or Lloyd or something just blurting out what they're thinking. Van almost seems reserved and holds on to information compared to those, and is like, yeah, I knew this, I knew that, I was suspicious of this, but he never says anything until it arrives to a certain point. There's something I've noticed that's different. So when I'm like going around during the rounds going like, how is no one saying anything about like something odd's going on with the hookahs? Van is probably there being like, something weird's going on with the hookahs. I'll keep that in mind for later, and doesn't say anything about it in the dialogue. But he's become aware of it at the same time we have. That's what it feels like.
If I'd known illicit drugs would be involved, I would have traveled to Tharbad too.
No, we're fine. What you're doing right now is extremely important. We can handle the situation here.
That analyzer is the latest model from the Basel Institute of Science. It'll be perfectly accurate, don't worry. As for the form the drugs have taken and how they're being distributed, we're looking into that on our end. But I'm sure you already have some ideas about all that.
Yeah, this is where I feel Van's gonna be like, yeah, I noticed the hookahs. Wait, you do? Oh, really? I might, and I bet our diligent little concierge does as well. Nothing gets past you, does it, Mr. Arkwright? Well, aren't you two such geniuses? But yeah, something did feel off to me. Take it none of those dumbasses have mentioned anything about buying drugs so far? No, not at all. Said they didn't even remember taking anything like that, right? Is it possible they could have been forced to ingest it somehow? It would need to have been right before the film festival and distributed in a way that wouldn't catch the police or guild's attention. If there's any way to pull that off, it would have been... yeah, mixing it into a consumable. Wait, what about those orbal hookahs? They seem so popular recently. Come to think of it, the men who kidnapped Shahina and Marielle had them. What if the drugs were mixed into the vapor ingredients of the hookahs? What? Oh, interesting hypothesis. Not just interesting, I think you got it in one. Think we can get the CID and Guild to step in? The festival's in enough trouble as it is. Anything to help it kick off more smoothly is worth it at this point, I think. Well, there we go. Oh. Orbal hookahs had exploded in popularity in Tharbad in recent days, particularly within the entertainment district. Easily obtained by curious members of the public, the paraphernalia was sold by numerous vendors throughout the city. Yes, we noticed that. Further testing by Bomotti and company confirmed that the substance smoked in them was indeed the illicit drug in question. In response, the guild and local police decided to confiscate the devices in secret. But what about the ones already out in the wild? With the CID's help, sales of the hookahs throughout the city were put to a halt in short order. From there, Van and the others returned to the inn to take a brief break before getting back to business. After getting in touch with some of their collaborators, the group took off for Vegas Films once more. I'm assuming we're not going to do the rounds now. Like, the story's just going to keep progressing at this point? Yes, there was kind of a commotion over at the bazaar. Granted, that was the point, but still. I'm just relieved that the hookahs could all be confiscated before any more damage could be done. At this stage, we've laid down the groundwork and gathered the evidence. For now, the guild and cops are simply going to be monitoring things. We're going to act. Now's our chance. Indeed, there is no time like the present. Let us proceed to Vegas Films. We should probably check in with Shahina and see how she's doing while we're at it. Maybe we'll get some rounds in. Yeah, there we go. Can we actually go back? No, we're stuck in the entertainment district. Alright then. Let's make our way out. I saw that the cops have been more active around here lately. So I got curious and decided to ask what was up. Uh-oh. They wouldn't tell me much, but it sounds like there's something bad going around the city that's causing problems. With all the fights that have been breaking out, I'd bet they're after what's making people go nuts. Yeah, that could potentially be worrying, thinking about it. It would alert whoever's doing all this, you know. That we're really on their tail kind of thing. They'd probably be aware anyway, but it would definitely alert them as a result. Looks like the cops were conducting some kind of search on the store over there. Over where? Not sure. And they were hauling out those orbital hookahs I've been seeing around town lately. I've had some customers who smoked that stuff. Now that I think about it, they were all definitely acting a little loopy.
Looking to buy something?
Potentially, Keiichi. But potentially. Alright, so which way do we want to go first? Let's grab those two here and then swing back.
Looks like this area is brimming with activity too.
Yes, the guild and police are clearly on top of things.
Yeah, but it could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. Again, it's like it depends how whoever's doing what they're doing reacts. Come on, Hardy, lay off already. I know what I did wrong. You're getting bent out of shape over nothing, seriously. I mean, okay, I appreciate you covering for me while I was all worked up earlier. Situations such as this are exactly why I always warn you to err on the side of caution, so we may avoid this very circumstance. To think that you were seen in public not only having your possessions confiscated by the police, but yelling all the while, it's extremely fortunate that it didn't turn into a far greater incident and that the police have not charged you with anything. But how on Zumeria am I ever going to explain what happened to your father? There's something strange going on. You know. You still look a bit loopy. You okay? Don't be shy. Step right up. You're gonna love what I have for sale. Better act fast, though. I'm only getting more customers. This store's as popular as ever. Okay.
Hey there. What'll it be? See ya.
Same as always. Yes. Shit, I didn't expect this to turn into such a big deal. If they find out I was smoking that stuff, I'm in for a lot more than a write-up next time. Better keep my head low and just try to do my job for now. Do my job and hope for the best. Well, good luck, mate. Alright, so... Next time, Gadget! A police officer just paid us a visit. Apparently, they're confiscating orbital hookahs due to some kind of issue that was uncovered. I made it clear we don't deal in that sort of thing at my casino, but I can't deny some of our customers have smoked them. Especially Murad over there. I'm worried about him. He had quite a lot to smoke. Though, frankly, smoking that much of anything is cause for concern, hookah or no. Alright, I got myself another 10 milli mirror. Time to turn this into a payout for the ages. Yeah, at this point, a bet like this is chump change. What's a little extra now if it means that much bigger of a return later when I win it big, right?
Well,
Well, Oh, indeed. Oh dear. Oh dear, mate. Oh, we're out of here then. Welcome! I'll be your card game dealer tonight. Well, it goes with your name. Harold had some matters to attend to and took off a little while ago. For someone new here, he's actually quite the card shark. I don't know if I'll be as good of a match as him, but I'll try my best. A police officer came by a little while ago. Looks like they're out confiscating some kind of device causing trouble. There have been so many problems around here lately, it's hard not to feel like Tharbad's getting a little dicey. Not to mention, it's the day before the film festival too. Who knows what's going to happen once folks start showing up.
Indeed.
Do you know what you want?
A salty shot. We have
I
that.
hope to see you again.
Oh, likewise, sir.
Come on.
Something must be wrong with those hookahs. I saw police officers going around confiscating them. Not that I'll miss them personally. It'll be interesting seeing how people react to having something so trendy disappear overnight, though. It'll definitely make it worth going people watching at the film festival tomorrow, that's for sure. You have an odd outlook on it. The police paid us a visit a little while ago, asking if we deal with orbal hookahs. Some of our customers have been known to enjoy them, and apparently some sort of problem has cropped up. I don't know what the issue is, but whatever's going on, those cops looked awfully serious. Yes. Yes, they did. The police came around confiscating orbal hookahs along this street earlier. Now that I think about it, the visitors around here began getting more violent right around the time those things began showing up. Makes you wonder if it's got anything to do with drugs. If so, I am glad we kept our distance from them. Granted, if whatever they're smoking helps them calm down so we have to rough fewer people up, it's hard to complain about that. Yeah, it makes your job easier, doesn't it? You know, that nightclub down the street sounds like one of its popular girls is quitting. Supposedly she got scouted by somebody in the film industry, and the owner isn't going to stop her either, seemingly. Oh. You have to admire a show of respect like that. It's gonna be a blow to their bottom line, losing someone like her. I mean, could he stop her anyway? I mean, it's like, it's just a job. Bobbly! It's Bobbly! My beautiful savior, I hear she's going to be quitting the nightclub. Oh. I thought it was someone else. Could it be true? I mean, yeah, I'm excited to watch her perform in the parade, but if she doesn't come back to the club, what am I supposed to do? She and I have made so many wonderful memories there. She can't just leave. She doesn't know who you are, mate. I was even starting to think about maybe settling down in the city, like I'd finally found my home, but now what? This dork's completely lost it. Even I can't imagine throwing literally everything away for a girl like this sad sack.
Alrighty.
Yeah, that's a bit much, mate. If that girl gets picked up for the film festival and she gets farther and farther out of reach, then does that mean I won't be able to watch her dance anymore? Will I not be able to breathe the same air as her? I mean, technically you'd be able to breathe the same air as her because it's like the entire atmosphere is the same air, so... Gazing at her from farther and farther away, will that still give me the strength to live like before? Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Can't get inside very well. Doom, 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 doom. Oh, hello. I had to confiscate literally every piece of unauthorized merchandise that Specialty Shop had on display. The staff were very apologetic about the whole thing. It seems that they weren't informed about what it was they were handling. Apparently, the vendor who originally sold it was going around to each store, taking advantage of the film festival's campaign. The nerve of them. Tricking innocent stores into circulating such dangerous goods. Justice must be met. Oh? How are you two doing? Yeah, you went a bit, odd. What the hell? Where did all these hookahs go? And why are there so many cops in front of the shop? Oh no, don't tell me they were laced with something illegal. Am I going to get arrested for smoking them? No, because you didn't know. You're not the one at fault. No, I don't want to rot in jail. They got to understand I have tall, dark, and handsome actors to meet. Oh dear. I overheard some of the shopkeepers talking earlier. Apparently those awful hookahs aren't allowed or something. You don't think they put any dangerous substances or anything in them, do you? Am I gonna be okay? I might have taken a few puffs, so I'm kind of worried. Okay. See, that's a more valid concern. I mean, like, wait, what is that gonna do to me? How could a store like ours put illicit goods up for sale? They were sold to us as being distributed by some well-known company running a campaign, and we just took them at face value. I know our owner can be impulsive to a fault, but never thought it would lead to this sort of trouble. Well, the whelp is kind of appropriate, isn't it? Like, well, I guess word's gotten out that those awful hookahs were utilizing illegal ingredients. That's insane to even think about. I've taken apart the heating element, but I can't say I'm well versed in the leaves themselves, so they sure had me fooled. Sheesh. See, I was starting to think it was pleroma.
Hey, welcome.
Maybe it could still be in some regard,
Thanks,
like some connection to everything.
So in love with this brand.
Dr. Salt? Good. And that's it. The police came by earlier and took a handful of our products away. They couldn't possibly be related to the recent discord that's taken place around the city, could they? I'll have to talk with the owner of this store. We need to be able to sell our gear, as we have been, no matter what.
Alrighty.
What can I do for you?
I don't think we need anything new from you, do we?
See you again.
See you again. Right, how you doing, mate? I can't believe my newest products were so dangerous to customers. I really failed as a merchant not catching on to such issues before I bought them in the first place. The police haven't put any blame on me, which I appreciate, but I still feel terrible. Yeah, the police are reasonable in this. It's like, you guys are not the one at fault. Like, you sold them, sure, you didn't know. People who used them, they didn't know. The ones who sold them, though, they knew. I have to own up to my mistake as a businessman, not only by helping the police collect them, but refunding people who bought them from me. Oh yeah, that's the correct thing to do as well. It'll be good for your business.
Thank you for coming. We await your next visit.
It'll show that if there is a mistake, you will correct it, you will help out. It's like, oh yeah, that'll keep customers happy, and they can trust you in some regard. Alright, lads. Oh, look at the cat dragged in. Seems we owe you once again for the information you supplied us with in this case. I won't ask how you even came about that information. Right now, we need to determine the provenance of those awful hookahs. Is everything gonna be okay with them? Sounds like they've spread like wildfire across the city. We're managing. We, the local police, and the guild are all working together to confiscate them from every business in possession of one. Our official excuse to avoid a commotion is that they contain unauthorized ingredients, though some customers may be skeptical. It's backbreaking work getting it all done. If the CID wasn't helping behind the scenes, I don't know how we managed this ourselves. Guess with the folks who've already smoked, we'll be telling them a little more and following up with them later. Glad to hear things with Renee and his people are going well enough, at least. I feel a little uneasy about not doing more with those smokers. But I imagine you're pressed for time and resources here. Like, yeah, there's only so much you can do. Indeed. I suppose we should consider ourselves lucky that the devices in question have not managed to proliferate outside of Tharbad. Quite. Of all of the Central Eastern VIPs here, this could have turned into an international incident if we'd been slower. Believe me, as police, we wish there was more we could do. We're playing the hand we've been dealt with as best we can. Well, the CID has already determined how it'll go about controlling the information for this case, as well as gradual disclosure to the public. That means our only job as police is to gather the hookahs and round up the perpetrators. I'm not exactly keen on being a pawn for the CID, but if nothing else, at least it allows us to focus on what we do best. Alright, I like your approach there. When I got the emergency call, I was pretty irritated. But knowing that drug contamination is involved, I understand the urgency now. Slipping substances into unsuspecting people's hookahs is no laughing matter. We're talking about public safety at this point. To think my girlfriend and I were going to smoke some of that stuff too. Talk about dodging a bullet. You should tell her. She'll appreciate that. At least I hope she would appreciate that. Being like, look, this could have happened to us.
Don't be shy. Take a look.
This is my job. This is what I do. It's important. And hopefully she'd appreciate that. I saw a bunch of policemen going around, taking away Orbital hookahs earlier. Wonder if some kind of defect was found in them. Hygiene regulations are pretty strict these days. Those Orbital hookahs burst onto the scene so suddenly, it honestly wouldn't shock me if they had some sort of problem.
What'll it be for today?
Nothing.
Thanks a bunch.
Oh. No problem, considering I didn't actually buy anything. It's fine. Alright, you two. Are those Orbital hookahs actually dangerous? The police seem to be carrying them out of stalls. My mum smoked a little bit out of one earlier. I hope she's gonna be okay. She seems relaxed though, so I'm probably just being paranoid. Right? Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully it's not done something else. This is why it's like, if it's something like Pleroma grass, there could be adverse effects. You know. Are the Orbital hookahs contaminated or something? I saw the police going around confiscating them earlier. Not that I care, I feel perfectly fine myself, and was planning on taking in the film festival as a change of pace anyway. It's such a shame, the way the world is going. You never know where danger might be lurking these days.
Oops, my fault.
We need to hurry to the Vegas films. This is too big to ignore. Alright, very well. Hey, any idea what the cops are going around confiscating? Is it those Orbital hookahs? I don't know what could have brought that on, but it's sure to rain on someone's parades. But not to worry, I can make up for that with as much singing and grub as they need. Whatever makes them feel better.
Look around, all peace out.
Look around, all peace out. Right, so are we done with what we can do here? Yeah, because we can't go in there. Can't even get to the guy at the door, can we? Like, no. So, yeah, let's head into Vegas Films. Alright, we've prepared as much as we can for this. Only thing left to do is close in on our suspect and pounce. Are we ready? You know, I wonder, like, at this point, like, if you could get out of bounds, what do the NPCs say? Do they have any dialogue at all? Like, can you interact with them at any point? Like, say I got into the hotel by clipping through the wall or something like that. Is it just going to be dialogue from earlier? Don't know. Or dialogue from later? Not sure. Once you enter Vegas Films, day 2 will end and the main story will advance. Proceed? Yep. Film festival, here we come. Van and company entered the lobby, where they found Nina waiting for them. After making some arrangements, they headed to the studio where Shahina and Judith were training. Doom, doom, doom. I like the lobby for that building, though. It's very nice. It's just a glass bit on the front of another building. Yeah, and such. Hey, well, what do you guys think? You like it? That was awesome. I didn't even know how to explain it. That was crazy cool. Yeah, it had your usual carefree energy, but something about it felt a bit more refined, too. I liked it. Yeah, you're putting your own spin on it that's different from your sister. Good on you. What's the verdict? Think she'll be ready in time? Oh, ye of little faith. She will be fine. We still have plenty of time to fine-tune things to fit her in with the parade. We need all the time we can get. She's good, but she's still not quite a match for Saara. But give me the rest of the night and I'll whip her into shape, or my name isn't Gotti. Salvatore Gotti! I'm counting on you, Mr. Gotti. With your help, I can do this. I just hope my sister... Don't worry. Never mind. I trust you guys. I know you'll do great. We'll try to anyway. Anyway, Mr. Gotti, I'm ready to learn the next part. Fabulous! Then let's get back to work. So, when things loop back around, things sure have taken an interesting turn around here, haven't they? Especially when it comes to those Orbital hookahs and how they managed to get so popular. Definitely. Lucky we were able to put the screws to the distributor and get evidence out of them too. Apparently, they'd been blasting out sample units all over town under the pretext of it being a campaign commemorating the festival. Additionally, there are signs that they made it into the city without being inspected by the proper authorities beforehand. Unfortunately, seems like nobody has managed to uncover any direct evidence of Mr. Dillon's involvement yet. Yeah, but he's otherwise got guilty written all over him. The nerve of that pompous arse. He could get away with this. Keep in mind, the big chief acted on his own. I'd guess Gotti's completely in the dark about everything. For now, just keep Shahina and Gotti focused on the task at hand. It's our job to worry about Saara. We're gonna do everything we can to bring her back. Yeah, I know. All we can do is trust you. You think she's really somewhere in this building? Based on what the cops and guild have figured out, there's no evidence that she ever left. Pretty much rules out any other place she could be. So it's either she's in some kind of basement, underground dungeon, that kind of thing, or she's in the, president's office, the top floor. I imagine anyway. We've also uncovered more information thanks to Mr. Brad and the CID. According to them, there are discrepancies between the construction declaration filed a year ago and the construction firm's own paperwork. Said discrepancies appear to indicate that this building contains an entire additional floor that isn't officially accounted for, up or down though. We suspect it contains some sort of security that only Dillon can get past, as the company president. If Saara's anywhere in here, she's probably on that floor. But if we can create the right kind of diversion, it'll show us what he's really all about. In fact, Nina's helping to pinpoint which terminal he uses to get into that place right now. Judith, come over here. I need your help deciding something. Which of these dance patterns looks better? Alright, just a sec.
You're looking for Terminal A2. If you're going to attempt anything, that's the one you want.
Wait, how do you know that? So I'm assuming her own investigation has yielded results. Did she just... Sounds like somebody was going to act on her own if we didn't.
You guys!
Hello.
Sorry to bother you. I managed to find a handful of terminals that can be accessed. The only problem is, they're not the right security level, so I'm not sure which would be the easiest to use to break into...
No worries, we already got it figured out. Thanks to Judith. Yes, could you please take us to Terminal A2? October 6, 10 p.m. Dead on.
Damn it. I didn't expect the authorities to crack down on the Orbital hookahs. Oh, this is the end, isn't it? No, not yet. They can't have found any evidence that points to me yet. In which case, maybe I should pull some strings with the police to keep those people away. No, that won't work.
You know, I just realized. His mustache looks like a pair of wings. Huh. He's got face wings.
Damn it. Where did I go wrong? How did I end up like this? No, enough moping. I just need to focus on getting through the film festival. Once I manage that, I can call in a favor with the ruling party and... What is it? Don't you know how late it is?
Excuse me, sir. I'm with security. You have a visitor waiting for you.
A visitor? Who could possibly want to see me at this hour?
Well, you see, they say they're with the Calvardian Federal Police, and they want to speak with you directly.
What? Impossible! They're already on to me?
Don't say that over the phone.
What's wrong, sir? Should I let them through?
No, do not! Especially if they don't have a warrant. Just buy me some time. I don't care what you do. Damn it. They leave me no choice.
Bing, bing. You didn't even press the button. So how did that work? So it's down.